You can see from this clip I grabbed from the parking tram that they've actually moved the whole toll booth plaza pretty significantly forward and added some more markers on the ground for where the lanes are. They've actually added 2 additional toll booths, which they said should increase capacity. I've never really seen capacity for the toll booth plaza be an issue, but they say it has, so I'm going to trust them on that. So as you can see, they've redone the parking lot this year. We're all on this side instead of the outside where we used to be, which is super funky. I'm gonna find a parking spot. And you can see this is the road you used to drive in on, and it's not as wide as it used to be because it is now the tram road. So they were able to make it skinnier for the trams, which means they added more parking. They pretty much repaved. We'll walk down this little sidewalk. They pretty much repaved the entire parking lot, which is great, and repainted it. A lot of it was really faded. It was hard to see, you know, where the parking lines were. The parking lot just needed a refurb, and this is phase 1 of that. So they've moved. This used to be where you drove in and out. It's now the tram road. We now have an actual sidewalk to, oh, it looks like this ends, but yeah, repainted the parking lot, and you can see down there, that's where the old tram road used to be, and that is where you now drive. So before you had, you know, you drive in on the right side over here, and people will be driving out on the left side, so you'd be crossing to try to enter and exit. So now it's a lot more smooth the way that they've done it now. So basically everyone's always going this way in and on the outside lane out, and so that makes the parking experience much smoother. They have some new signage up as well, which was decently clear. The old signage, you know, wasn't very good. But again, this is phase 1 of their redoing the parking lot project. They still need to solve the capacity issue. This doesn't do anything for capacity. In fact, they've lost a little bit of capacity because they moved the toll booths forward for some reason. But, you know, whatever. And so you can see is the tram station. We're going to go get on a tram. So there you can see cars coming out on the outside lane, cars going in on the inside lane. So tram stations were something else that were a mess last year. A lot of them, it was hard to tell exactly where they were. Only like 1 or 2 of them had covers. It's my understanding that they've all got covers this year, which is fantastic. Over here, here's the brand new tram building. Here, it's got a queue inside, queuing for the trams. Here's some new signage. So we're at Tram Stop D. So unfortunately they have gotten rid of the parking lot names. That's not on the light poles either. This one used to be Dolly's Earrings. Now it's just D. And here's some park information. All brand new signs. Oh, and trash cans at the tram stop. So, and a bench. Yeah, it's real nice. There are more trash cans in here. Yeah, this is great what they've done with this. Yeah, so they all got covers this year. That is a good improvement. There's no cover on this one. That's weird. The rest of them do. Here is the new tram building, or the new tram station for outgoing trams. It is significantly farther away than the old one, which is interesting. A little bit more of a hike, but so here's the trolley pickup, which is like a temporary tent thing. So there's still a lot of work to be done on the parking lot, but they're moving in the right direction, I think, other than having this tram pickup so far away from the rest of everything else. Similar setup to before, just a little bit of a bigger shed here. It's like they can do like 3 trams back to back now instead of, no, it's still 2. I don't know then, but looks like we got fans in case it gets hot to get air circulation. I don't see heaters, which is unfortunate. Dollywood has done heaters on some other things outdoors before. A lot of other things outdoors before, actually, so it's unfortunate not to see them. But again, maybe they're coming later. We got a lot of work to do in the parking lot still, so. Here is the giant walkway you now have to tackle from the tram stop in. But there's a much larger security concourse. That should be good. All right, this is a lot of space compared to what it used to be. But here's the new security concourse. They got new equipment that's supposedly, they're not metal detectors. You should not have to take anything out of your bag and stuff. So hopefully it works. There we go. That was really seamless. You don't even stop moving. You just walk straight through. Easy peasy. And then you keep walking because everything is much more spread out. Yeah. So they definitely lost a lot of parking spaces with this stuff, but really kind of opening everything up making stuff a little bit more clear. It's a little more confusing for me just because I'm so used to how it was before, but it's definitely more clear for a first timer. There's just a lot of empty space up near the front here, so I'm assuming they have big plans for the future. Like I said, this is obviously just phase one, but here's just another view of that new security system. So yeah, these things, they look like shopping mall thingies, but you just walk through them. They're watching on a panel, they see what you got in your pockets and stuff, end of story. Very easy. I love that change. So Chasing Rainbows, which is the Dolly Parton Museum here, is closed not just today, but for the entirety of the 2022 season, so that they can assess future improvements or something like that. The prevailing rumor is that they are going to move this up towards Show Street in a new building, which makes a lot of sense for it to be more front-centered, and then use this building for a dark ride, which would be freaking awesome. I'm hoping that's what happens, and that is the prevailing rumor right now. So check out this new sign outside Lightning Rod. Based on the theming on it, it is Lightning Rod specific. That's kind of funny. You'll see there's new drink stations that have been installed throughout the park, so you can refill your drinks by yourself without having to wait in line, which is fantastic. You know I love self-serve drink stations. Here you can see they have put down some new railing for these walkways and either side of the train bridge. So that's interesting, I suppose. So they've also replaced all the directional signage this year. So new color, new font, new stylization and everything. Oh my gosh. So friends, this is where the cave used to be. This is the fantastic replacement that they came up with. So there used to be a cave, like a fake cave facade here you walked through with some cool theming inside and references to the park's history. They announced they were going to take it out, but they said, we think you'll be impressed with our use of the space. Yeah, I'm impressed in all the wrong ways. Yeah, this has got to be the worst. This is the worst way they could have replaced this space possible. I'm not even gonna stay here very long. It's literally just a chute of concrete with some trash cans. Here's a more positive change. There used to be flashbulb photos, which was like old-timey photos here. They have taken that out, and this used to be Victoria's Pizza, which was a flatbread restaurant with a decently low capacity that just wasn't serving the park well anymore. So they've actually expanded the footprint of that building. They said they doubled the size of the kitchen area, so it should be able to output food a lot faster. It'll be Iron Horse Pizza, and they got a very nice outdoor seating area to fit with the train area here in the village. Unfortunately, it is not open yet because they said they're facing supply chain issues getting their kitchen equipment that they need, which honestly, I completely get that. Okay, this looks like it might be like a quick service counter back here. That'd be neat. We can't see inside. They put trash bags over the windows. But I can say, because my parents are getting their kitchen remodeled at home right now, and it's very hard to get kitchen appliances right now with all the supply chain stuff going on. So I imagine it's the same issue for industrial kitchens. But here's back here, behind where the building used to be. Oh, there's the security office. So you can get a lot closer back here. Brand new deck. Kind of this whole area is all new and different than it used to be. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's definitely an improvement. We'll see what happens when Iron Horse Pizza opens. It should be the same kind of flatbread pizzas, which those were tasty at Victoria's. So hopefully it's still tasty and they'll have the increased capacity and seating space and everything. I wish I could see inside to see if they still have indoor seating, because the old one did have indoor seating. And if they've doubled the size of the kitchen, they may have gotten rid of the indoor seating, because it also lacked a queue in there, which newer Dollywood restaurants have a queue so the lines don't pour out onto the Midway. So I don't know. Okay, I'm not sure, but roadside market here, yeah, this concrete looks recently poured. So I think roadside market, and then these, what looks like it will be self-serve beverage stand is new as well over in this area. New flower bed and everything. Another thing they've done this season is they've completely gutted and refurbed Dollywood Emporium, which is the final gift shop. And this looks pretty nice. I was told there would be a butterfly in the ceiling. There's more than one. We got this big Jumbotron screens, which I guess will rotate through different rides, pictures of rides at the park and such.
some merchandise around. Honestly, this was kind of, no offense, but last year and prior, I thought this was kind of it felt like a junk store. But there's a proper queue to buy things, because that was confusing. There's actually a pathway to walk through. It would get pretty congested last year. I'm going to talk fast as I walk through here, because everyone's leaving. However, yeah, I think it's really nice, and it solves a lot of the problems I had with it before. There's actually a clear path to get out of here. There's actually some decent merchandise now. A place, clearly marked place to buy that merchandise. So 10 out of 10. Great improvement, unlike the concrete trough through the cave. That was an actual good improvement.